Good afternoon and welcome to our new setup. It is still a work in progress. Ashley and I wanted to set something up to where we could drink coffee in the living room, and we realized that in doing so it would create two new spaces for me to film in. So we're still working on it. This right here is the biggest issue for me. My shelving unit has just completely gone ignored. I've got cameras and pens and equipment, and it's just ridiculous. So the other area that is is a problem is my desk. So in case you didn't see, we made a video last year where we went to IKEA and we completely redid our whole bedroom, and the decorations are nice. The setup was not great. So we started moving stuff around. My desk used to be in that corner over there, and the bed was over there. And then now I've got the desk here, and as you can see, so we just started reorganizing this. That's why it's so crazy. And just move the desk over there and stuff the boxes on top of it. But this right here. This will be a new setup as well. So I'm going to use that as a backdrop, and then potentially I should have two new places to sit and do videos. So this right here is one spot. This is where we're gonna drink our coffee. It's a work in progress. It should look nice in a few weeks. So I decided that when I redid my channel and started in this new direction, that I wanted to not just create videos that have a theme or talk about a certain subject, but a big part of what I want to do is just be honest with what I'm doing and what I'm going through. And this week was kind of a tough week for me, and I've had several weeks like this where I felt a little bit discouraged, and a lot of it is my fault. I can always put in more work and always put in more time and always be more consistent, and that's basically the problem, is that I'm not consistent enough. But because I'm not consistent, I'm not getting the results that I want, and therefore I get discouraged. And that discouragement often affects my mood. That cycle as a creator is one of the worst things that I could do to myself, because if I do something that affects my mood, then it affects my art and every single thing that I do. You know what I mean? I try to make my videos, a little upbeat and entertaining, but man, when I'm in a bad mood, I can tell my B-roll's not as fun, I'm not as into it, if I shoot it at all, and that's a struggle. So I've done this to myself, where I've just, created a situation that I'm upset with, but it's all my fault as well. I don't know if everybody goes through this or not, but I definitely am, and that's kind of where I am this week. But I get a little self-conscious. I worry that the work that I do isn't good enough. I worry that my YouTube videos are boring. I worry that I'm not a good videographer. I worry that I don't have good enough ideas, and that's something that I think every artist struggles with to some extent. But that's where I'm at now, is there's times where I kind of feel like I should, maybe I should just give up, and I'm not. I think that's the whole point of my channel, is not giving up on your dreams. But I feel like it. I feel like giving up. Sometimes I feel like throwing in the towel and just saying, you know what, to hell with it. Yeah, so sometimes it's hard being a creator, and it's hard starting a business, but getting my business off the ground has been probably one of the hardest things to do. So I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I really just kind of wanted to talk about what I'm struggling with this week. So when I started this video, I was in a really bad spot. I was feeling pretty discouraged about myself. And so right now, as of me filming this part, it's 2 days later, and between then and now, I reminded myself of something, and I read this article a while ago about the best speech givers in history, and something that they all have in common that they would do before they would go to give a speech is something called power poses, and that's like your typical like Superman pose, right? So there's something about power poses that some say creates a like hormonal response in your body, but whether that's true or not, you know, I've done this before interviews, I've done it before giving speeches in college, and the truth is when I'm down, striking a power pose helps me feel up. And the point that I wanted to get to is I was tired of feeling down on myself, and I like what I do, and so I knew that I had to get back to a better spot. And so I encouraged myself. And sometimes, especially as an artist or, you know, somebody who is an entrepreneur starting a business, whatever, sometimes you're gonna be down and there's not gonna be anything that anybody else can say to you that will make you feel better. You have to make yourself feel better. And that's what I did. And I started listening to music that pumped me up and made me feel better, and started walking around like a badass, and it helped. So the moral of this story is when you're down on yourself, when you are having those moments where you're feeling bad about, you know, the stuff that you do, or feeling bad about, you know, the quality of your work or whatever, and there's nothing anybody else can say to you to help you out, walk like a badass. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to walk like a badass.